Oh, I know this Rant Show is super late, and I do apologize for it. Sorry, guys. Oh, I know this is a super late Rant Show. I'm just like 3 weeks into the month or something like that. I have yet to do December's Rant Show. I sincerely apologize for that, but without any further ado, let's get into the rant, shall we?
Turn me up, so. Whoa, whoa. Turn me up, so.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Alright guys, hello, welcome to another edition of the Rant Show. I'm as always your host for this Rant Show, none other than N7X Karu. And believe it or not, we are going to get on another rant about video games. More importantly, one said video game. And that video game is none other than Fallout 76. The trash fire that is Fallout 76. It's, from the articles I've read, even though I've never played the game myself because I refuse to, because literally anyone I talked to that's played the game has been severely disappointed with it. From the articles I read, it seriously underperformed. Bethesda thought it was going to sell pretty well, and, well, in short terms, it didn't. It very much underperformed. Hence why they're trying to fix the issue with the game, like creating NPCs now. And for some reason, they thought it would be a good idea. Granted, it was for only a selected amount of time, but they even at one point thought it was a good idea to introduce BR to the game. And everyone and their mother said automatically, after it revealed what the game was going to be about before it was released, everyone and their mother said, please do not make it into a BR. Because no one fucking wanted that. And they thought later on, down the line, it'd be a good idea to, you know, have it part of the game turn into a BR for a short amount of time, which I don't know what they were thinking when they did that. But yeah, they're trying, they're pretty much trying their damnedest at this point to make the game work and make people buy it. And no one is. Several people that I know that I personally, well, like I said, know, who have bought the game have either within a week after getting it stopped playing it altogether, or have returned it, you know, for either a different game at their local game store, or just cashed it in for money because no one's a fan of it. I got news for you, Bethesda. I got news for you, Todd. Fallout 4, and you should know this, considering how many successful games you've had in the past with the Fallout franchise. Granted, yes, some people had their issues with Fallout 4, but it was still overall well received. So you should know this, but one of the things that made your games sell so well was the single player story mode. It wasn't no multiplayer, it wasn't no online that made your game sell, because none of your games before had it. It was the storyline. It was the single player storyline. It's one of the major issues I personally and others have personally had when they did the Mass Effect 3. You say it seemed BioWare was trying to focus more on the multiplayer mode instead of, you know, instead of focusing on the rest of the game. You know, like certain DLCs and other stuff that they were planning on introducing into the game, but they decided to switch their focus more on, you know, the multiplayer aspect, which not a whole lot of people wanted to begin with, and you fell down the same trap. Why, honestly, I would honestly love to know why they thought the idea behind 76 was a good idea. Because, I will give you this. In concept, it sounds like a good idea. And for any other game, it might have actually worked. But, I got news for you. Turning Fallout into pretty much an MMO was not a good idea. sure, whenever you showed presentations of it at gaming events and at conventions, the visuals didn't look that bad. But when people actually got to play the game and see what it really was, then everything started to go bloop, down the toilet. And the game sucked. I've never even played it, and I'm saying the game sucked. Because literally anyone I've talked to, big YouTuber-wise, and friends I personally know, have said the game sucks. And I don't... If anyone out there watching this video or listening to this on Spotify, because obviously we're now on Spotify, the audio version on Spotify now as well, link for that is down below. If anyone knows of any interviews that Todd Howard did, where he explained why they went this route with Fallout 76, please let me know. Because it does not make sense to me why they did this. Why mess with something? Yeah, granted, every time in the video game industry and in different industries in general, eventually you have to try and think outside of the box. But Bethesda, you didn't think outside the box. You took a fucking leap, and it bit you in the ass. And I do not, for the life of me, understand why you decided to do what you did with 76. It could have been awesome. It could have been a killer, another addition to the Fallout franchise. If you just stuck with what made Fallout was the single player story. Why mess with something that still works? I don't get it. And now with the announcements of the new generation game consoles coming out at the end of next year, 2020, I'm already predicting, and several others are predicting, because, Bethesda's already teased the next Elder Scrolls game before, which is showing in the little snippets here and there, but a lot of people predicting that's probably going to be one of their main flagships, so to speak, when the new consoles drop next year. But, Bethesda, listen to me, please. If you are already in the works of planning for a new Fallout game, do me a favor. For obviously when the new systems drops, because I doubt you're going to make one before then. Please, for the love of God, listen to me. And listen to other people that have talked about your game in the past. Don't fuck with something that's already good. You had a great formula. Like I said, some people had some issues with Fallout 4. I personally loved the game. I didn't mind it. Of course, while I say I liked it, mods make the game even better for Fallout 4 and New Vegas. Favorite Fallout game, by the way, for me is New Vegas. But I love mods, especially with some of the recent mods that have come out for those two. But you had a good formula already, and yes, like I said, sometimes in any industry, it's good to think outside the box and to try and do something different. But you didn't think outside the box. You could have made little changes here or there, nothing drastic, but just some new stuff to try dealing with the game itself. But you didn't decide to just think outside the box, like I said, and I know I'm repeating myself, something I tend to do a lot here on the Rant Show. But you didn't just think outside the box. You took a fucking leap. And it bit you in the ass. And now, from at least, a YouTuber looking at what you're trying to do now with the game, it looks like you're trying to fix it. And trying to attract people to play the game again. Well, I got news for you. Like I said, thinking to create a BR in the game for a limited amount of time. No one I know even played it. Several YouTubers I follow on Twitter said they aren't going to play it. Because there's already enough BR games out there. Granted, there are some good BR games out there. And this is coming from someone who sucks at BR games. But several people, when you announced that you were doing a BR mode for a limited amount of time in the game, several people on Twitter, people I know in real life, said they weren't gonna fucking touch it. And they didn't. And now you're still say, now you're gonna be introducing NPCs. Which is something a lot of us at the beginning of the game's release said we wanted to begin with. Well, I hate to break it to you, Bethesda, I hate to break it to you, Todd, but it's too little too late at this point. There's not many people I know that are even playing the game at this point. Hell, if you want a good example of what I'm talking about, there's people I know who are on episode 356 of their Let's Play series on YouTube of Fallout New Vegas or Fallout 4, or hell, even Fallout 3. Because they still love the game, they still love playing the game, and with mods, it obviously makes it more playable. But if you go on Twitch, if you go on YouTube, barely anyone, next to no one, is even touching 76 at this point. Because it's something that no one wanted. I'd hate to break it to you, but no one wanted it. I would love to meet the people who told you, Todd, this was a good idea. That this was a good route for Fallout, because it surely fucking wasn't. So, I'm asking you, and I'm hoping that when you do, whatever you do, whether it's for the initial release of the new systems or later on down the line, when you do make your next Fallout game, which, if you're smart, you will, don't do what you did with 76. Go back to what you were doing with Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, and Fallout 4. And don't mess with something that already works. Hell, and if you don't want to disappoint fans again, get Obsidian to do another Fallout game for you. Because they wanted to, and you turned them down for God knows what reason, when Fallout New Vegas is still one of your highest played Fallout games to this fucking day. And look how much their recent game, the Outer Worlds is doing with sales. They're fucking killing it. And they haven't even released any DLCs for the game yet. So if you don't think that, if you're afraid of disappointing fans again, let them make the game again, for God's sake. Because they'll know what to do with it. Like they did with New Vegas. But when, eventually, whether it's sooner or later, you do make quote-unquote Fallout 5, or whatever you decide to call it, stick with the formula that worked. Do not make another mistake like 76, because you might be trying to convince yourselves that, it wasn't that bad, just some people don't know what they're talking about. No, 76 is bad. All you have to do is read most of the fucking reviews that are online about the damn game, and you can clearly fucking see that it is. It underperformed, it undersold. Hell, all you have to do is go on Google and type in Fallout 76 and you can fucking see that. It was not what anyone wanted. So when, eventually, you do make Fallout, quote-unquote, 5, which if you're smart, like I said, you will, eventually, don't mess with it. Keep doing with what works. Because Fallout 4, Fallout New Vegas, and Fallout 3 worked. 76 didn't. Capiche? Because I love Fallout. I love the Fallout franchise. I love the Elder Scrolls franchise. And I just hate to see some game franchises that I love That's what I'm looking for. Messing up something that's good. That has been good. So please, for the love of God, for the fans of your company and of the franchise itself, whenever new Fallout comes out, and granted it's probably years from now, whenever it comes out, do what works. Don't mess or entertain the idea of doing something with a game that doesn't. And that general advice just doesn't go out to Bethesda, by the way. Because they're not the only ones that did this type of shit with messing with something that works and then screwing up an entire game franchise. So if any video game company out there, I doubt anyone is, but if anyone from a video game company out there actually listens to this, take my advice. If you have a good franchise going, don't fuck it up. Stick with what works. Don't try to take a fucking leap outside the box and try something new with the game. Because take it from 76, it's not gonna fucking work. It's like I said, it's good to think outside the box and try some things different, here or there, to see what works and what doesn't work, to see what people would like to happen with the franchise of whatever game it might be, and what people don't want. But don't take a fine fucking leap out of the box like Bethesda did with 76. Because it doesn't work. Bethesda, please, once again, for the final time, when you make the new Fallout, stick with what works and not with something that doesn't. Plain and simple. From one humble gamer to a franchise that he loves. Please. With that being said, guys, I am going to leave it off here. Once again, sorry that this Rant Show is late. I'll try not to be in the habit of this. Please check out the link for the podcast on Spotify down below, as well as all my previous episodes are all up on Spotify as well. Please share this video, share the Spotify audio version of this. It'd be very greatly appreciated. Because eventually I would love to get some guests in here and get some other things happening with the Rant Show itself. But first and foremost, we have to grow it before that can happen. So anytime you share this, like this, and comment on this, that helps. But with that being said, guys, I will see you later. It is the month of December, guys, so I really do hope you all have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Please, if you go out this holiday season, please drink responsibly, don't drink and drive, and have a good holiday. I'll see you guys next time. As always, and forever, peace.